Welcome to our Leadership Team Communications podcast. This podcast is about reprimanding people. In each situation, it's different. Each person is different. Each environment is different. Their skills are different. Their wills are different. There's so many differences between scenarios that we need to be aware of some of these. And that takes a little bit of training and a bit of knowledge. But I'd like to just share a little bit about a general approach to reprimand. The first step, I would say, as the most important step, is sit back as a leader and spend a few minutes on collecting your thoughts and what you want to achieve from going up to that person to reprimand them. The second point I would say is change the word reprimand. The words are powerful. If you change that to conversation, how does that feel? It's more approachable. And in the human content, we want the person to be in a place of psychological safety. You may or may not have heard of that term, but in HR or let's say Fair Work or WHS, we need to be aware of psychological safety. Pretty much that's about them being able to do what they need to do within the realms of the KPIs and whatever you've set up for the person, the way they are, as they are personally, as their character is, to be able to do their job by being themselves and not to be scared of someone reprimanding them. So how do we do this? Well, without an approach or without a system, it's fairly hard to do anything. In our business, we help business owners with systematic approaches to conversations and other areas of interpersonal intelligence, which lifts the whole game of the business up. So in this scenario of reprimand, and let's say a conversation, there's a few areas. Has this been a new occasion or is it an ongoing occasion? How long has the person been employed? How well do you know that person? Can you speak into their life? Or is it they've been on for 2 months? Let's take a scenario where they've been on for 2 months. You don't know them that well. The relationship is still building, but they have been through your filtration process to achieve this position. I hope they've gone through a filtration process. If not, reach out for a filtration process because we all need one. So let's say they've been there for 2 months and they're not making their quota. Their KPI is, let's say it's in a factory, they're pumping out doors as a fit-out joinery, and they need to do 50 doors a day, and they're only able to do 30. So that's holding up the flow of the whole factory. It's having an effect on the profits. It's having an effect on everything. And it's been 2 months. You see it as quite a simple job. How do we approach that person? Let's use a method. Okay, now this method is called sandwich method. It's simple. You can look it up. It's pretty much compliment someone, confront the issue, and then compliment them. Now, I just said the issue. When we look at problems, I confirm that the best way to look at a problem is to look at the problem instead of the person. When we get personal, it can change things quite quickly. But if we keep focused on the issue, the problem, dislike what's happening about the problem, and ask the person about the problem and what's going on that's affecting that problem, then we've got something which is tangible to work on. So in the sandwich approach, we may compliment them, but don't compliment them if there's nothing that you can recognise that's good about what they're doing, because that's pretty much a lie. It's a manipulation, and they'll pick that up. But if you've seen them doing something good, catch them doing something good during the week, maybe before you do your confrontation with them. This will establish a little bit more of trust, so they know that you're not going to hammer them. They're not going to have to be scared of you, that they can speak honestly and openly. And that is the key, being able to speak honestly and openly, to be themselves. So when we approach them, we can compliment them, things that, been going good in those areas. But they need to know that there's a seriousness about what you're talking about, so they don't just think of, oh, I'm a good guy, I better fix that, but I'm a good guy. We don't want to compliment away the problem. We want to bring that up with them, and after we've engaged with them, we can talk about the problem as being serious, and it could have an effect on the career. What's happening with those cupboard doors being so slow that it's slowing down Natalie's ability to, put the knobs on, and it's affecting the flow of all the work that's following up behind, which is, taking away our profits. And this is a serious matter, so it needs to be fixed in the next few days. So where can I help you? What part of the process can I help you with? Is there something going on that we can resolve together? Okay, and that's the type of approach that we can take for a serious issue, challenge, what's going on. At the end of the day, if they're not doing anything that's matching your KPIs, then we can't really recognise them. We can have those conversations. We can try and compliment them, but it has to be realistic. So what can we do when they are not being able to be recognised? Well, my suggestion to you is to encourage them. Listen to them, talk with them, encourage them, and ask them, how could this process be made more efficiently? They're just a few tips. If you want more training on this, which it does take a little bit, but the fact is, training in these interpersonal, intelligent areas will transform not just your people, not just you as a leader, but it'll transform the business efficiencies and profits, and you'll retain your staff more, and then you will attract new people into a culture that they want to join too. I hope that's made a lot of sense to you. Talk to you on the next podcast.